when a lot of people think about hunter-gatherers, they think of these super active superhumans that always ran around and never sat down. But the reality is far from that. It turns out that hunter-gatherers actually spend about 10 hours a day sitting, which is quite comparable to most desk workers in industrialized societies. And yet, they have none of the disease markers that are associated with a sedentary lifestyle that we do. They're not at an increased risk of cardiovascular disease or diabetes. So, what's going on here? Well, it turns out it's not about sitting versus not sitting. It's more about how we sit. So, unlike the office desk worker, hunter-gatherers actually sit on the floor. They're usually squatting or kneeling. And if you just think about that for a second, it's a big difference. When you're sitting in an office chair, you're supported by the backrest, the armrest, and there's almost no movement at all. Now, when you're on the floor, if you're squatting or you're kneeling, there's a lot of micro movements that are going on just to stabilize, just to stay in a stable posture. So you have to engage your abdominals, you have to engage your butt, you have to engage your thighs. All these muscles are coming into play just to maintain a stable posture. And research confirms this. So they did a study where they attached EMGs to the thighs of these hunter-gatherers in these different postures, and they found that there was a marked increase in muscular activity when they were sitting in these floor postures versus sitting in a typical conventional chair. So the key takeaway is that, contrary to popular beliefs, sitting is not the new smoking, but most chairs are probably cigarettes. We need to start sitting in more natural ways that are aligned with our evolutionary biology, like floor postures like squatting, kneeling, maybe even sitting cross-legged. So maybe next time you're trying to work on something, try sitting on the floor for a change.